Before we begin, let me just say I know the quality sucks harder than a backwards garden hose, and that subsequent videos beyond this point will have at least a quality crisper than a fresh pair of socks. So just so that you're aware that I'm aware. Great, cool, let's get slappy. Last time I died to some dogs. Some dirty dogs that did me in dirt cheap. This time, though, I decided I would swing for the fences, go for gold, or speed. Probably speed. I'm doing lots of speed. The dogs were still hungy-wungy, so I fed them through a lead tube, the most important meal of the wasteland. Pain. After wailing on them, which shouldn't have been possible because we are landlocked unless I trip and fall into a nearby deeper section of the subway, and therefore there should be no sea creatures present, I leveled up, investing in my side-mounted noodlers so I could flail a little more effectively the next time I ended up getting Kali-Mod by a feral ghoul reenactment of Indiana Jones and the Goblet of Fire. Unfortunately, me and another timeline cult told myself the current timeline that I was supposed to find a lot of fun, neat, extra special, neato materials in the next hallway over, but then he laughed into the phone, told me he stole it, and hung up, so I guess I'm shot out of luck. Undeterred and partially irradiated, I scarpered down the hallway towards a nearby open space, where some trains had tried to enjoy a calming orgy, but were buried by God. I would talk about all those notes that I've collected up till now, but I'm not going to because I already read them and don't feel like showing them at this moment. They're mine, you can't have my butt paper. What if the viruses come back? Down underneath the orgy train room roof, there was a sneaky ghoul that I didn't want to mess with because I suck and don't want to die again. So I didn't, nabbing every single piece of garbage I could find in the boople chutes of every feral ghoul or crack I could find. I expanded my inventory of otherwise useless junk while also robbing the dead and stripping them naked of any goodies. Then I equipped their soiled armor, grinned as spiders crawled out of my smile, and crept away like some kind of deranged gnome. At last, I was ready to take on the train orgy ceiling ghoul. So I didn't, and headed back to my stinky bunk, and my good friend Pee-Pants the Raider corpse, and his special friend, Confetti Vomit Ghoul. I dumped all of my marvelous garbage into a drug lab, and then left again, seeking the second hall pass I'd need to enter the sanctum of people who probably don't realize they're screwed yet, hereafter referred to as Downer Town, and the people there to be referred to as Downer Townies. But this time I had to meet someone first. Since I'm terrible in social situations, I tried to open my mouth in greeting, but instead I spat mad fire at them and called their mom fat. They ran away and died. I'm too afraid of getting burned, so I stayed away from the spicy boy until he decided the slumber party was over and went home. So I stripped every one of them of every bit of trash, tools, and toy rocket ships that they were keeping in their fabric folds, then made off into the dark, whispering, "I am the night," as I went. I also found some grenades, such as from a grenade factory. Then I ran home to my crack house to squirrel everything away, in the one place the police would be sure to look. Screaming down the blue line, and back out in the tunnels, I approached the second hall pass I would need so I could get into the science hall to the art trailer, and found that it was in the possession of a man with a strange uniform that I decided would make an excellent addition to my growing spring collection. Stripping it off him like Bruce Almighty, I unstripped it all myself and appraised it to be superior to everything else I had. At last in possession of my hall pass, I ran back to the teacher's lounge, but my new drip saw me dropped as the teacher popped a shot into my chest, ending this bad dream just long enough for me to wake up from it. Wait, what? Are you serious? Waking up with action dust, I wiped my brow and shat my rust, and realized I wasn't at school and decided against fulfilling my dreamwise premonition by not wearing the uniform of the sworn enemy of the guy that I was trying to give those two papers to so I could access Downer Town. He called me dump ass.
Dump ass, get the mask off your face.
Which I took as a compliment, then had a stroke as he tried to talk to me while I was having a stroke. Right here encompasses the whole mod so far as I have seen.
Hi.
Oh, it's you again. Good. Now leave.
How about... My mom always warned me about guys that wear sunglasses at night, so I can switch I can. And we exchanged phone numbers and never talked to each other for now, ever, probably again. I took a nap on the mattress that had a stain on it, which was an exact identical spot on every other mattress nearby, then promptly left, but not before raiding the Glasses Underground man's fridge and stealing the car keys to his 2021 Dodge Charger, and making off with it like a freshly pinned Army E5. Dodging a sponsorship with Ford, wink wink, I Subaru Outback, wink wink, to the subway lines without ordering a sandwich, wink wink, and grabbed all my drug paraphernalia, and prepared for the inevitable trip to Yoda the Tundra beyond the metro, finally getting into Downer Town. In order to get insurance and reduce the cost of not dying, I had to talk to the captain, which again I feel is odd because we're landlocked here and there aren't any whales here, Ahab! Seeing as I screamed a name at him that he didn't even know, he sent me to a psychologist to get my pink squishy unsquishied, but all he did was feed me mushrooms and then give me the silent treatment as I raved at him. Determining I was fit for duty telepathically, as well as also a disabled veteran before even seeing official combat, he gave me an insurance card that had an exceptionally large copay. Thanks, Obama. The doctor laughed at me. Cure me.
Patch me up, Doc.
Okay, don't cure me.
Tell me your symptoms.
And suddenly I felt like, despite not having any family, I should have signed up for that life insurance policy after all. Captain Ahab had already been alerted to the fact that I was a raging psychopath by the psychologist, so he quickly swore me in like any good leader of men would, proceeded to tell me how fucked I was, and gave me the keys to the city. I took a nap after hearing some gunfire and deciding that I didn't care. Impressed with my stoic and sturdy, decisive attitude, two much better equipped soldiers determined that I'd be their best chance of fighting off some nearby raiders. So of course I accepted, stood heroically against the tide, and hid behind two wooden boards with my trusty lead pipe and an entire wall between me and them, as a man with a choo-choo railgun shot people through the supposedly impenetrable wall between us and them. Yet I determined that there were some goodies behind the clearly, intentionally, and totally not forgotten during development wire mesh that blocked my path, and decided I was going ghost, phasing through the wall, but then got tired and had to sit down. A man with a fedora and goggles was dead, and no one missed him at all, as I took all the stuff from those who probably couldn't miss him anyways because of their current state of unbeing. Unwilling to see the abyss a second time, I left out the only way I could go and ended up outside. Heard a beeping in my head because going outside activated the explosives planted there. I'm outside. In hell. And... yep, okay. Not gonna... nope. No. And promptly went back inside. After throwing Oscar the Grouch across the room, I decided that looking into the eternal abyss of the Matrix was better than having my brains exploded by a long-defunct CIA child militarization program's failsafe, so I phased through the matter anyways, deposited my ill-gotten gains in a nearby workbench, and blacked out at the bar. If you liked this video, then like it. If you didn't like it, then don't. I don't care. Subscribe for more low-quality nonsense. See you next time.